I don't know if there was any thought put into that. Oh, I don't like that. Generic control into that goes. We are back with some more Game Theory FNAF videos. Today we're doing 3 new FNAF timeline theories, which he's done so many of these timeline videos in the past. I'm not really sure why. I know he's actually done a recent one pretty recently, like in the past couple of months, and it's been a crazy journey to go through all these, even though a lot of these get proven wrong as time goes on. It's been really interesting to go through this entire story and hear about the thought process, and then the game comes out and it completely changes what we were thinking beforehand or what Matt was thinking, all that. You can check reaction to last week's video, which was we need to talk about FNAF, which was the video about Scott getting canceled and basically retiring or stepping out of the spotlight. He apparently is still like writing and making the games, and he just doesn't like make the games. He like writes and kind of designs the game. He doesn't really have as much, I guess, coding on his hands or actual game development. Maybe I'm not really sure. You can check my reaction to the video. I'll leave right up there. Also, link down below in the description. Also, you can place my channel with all my other Game Theory FNAF reactions. Go in chronological order. He got canceled. It was crazy. People in the comment section were actually kind of nice. There weren't really any. I don't think I had to delete any comments. I think I might have had to delete 1 or 2 for people that are just being outrageously mean and harsh to other people. But a lot of people had different opinions. Some people completely missed the whole point why it was dumb that he got canceled. But this should be an interesting video. It's 18 minutes long. It's a lot shorter than the last one, but let's go ahead and jump on into it. Also, shout out to patrons. Taking videos day early. Also, I'll be live streaming today at 5 p.m.
Right.
Pokemon Emerald
New
Randomizer
Five Nights at
Nuzlocke.
Freddy's book drop.
A new
Let's see
book,
what's
really.
new to talk about in the world of FNAF.
We're just gonna.
Readers beware, you're in for a scare when
Uh-huh.
Fazbear Entertainment unveils their most twisted creation yet: sea bonnies, small blue fish with rabbit ears. When Mott drinks a
Where do we even
glass
start
of
with this?
water, tremble as they multiply inside his stomach and steal his identity. One cloned human made up of thousands of little blue bunny fish.
What do we do with that? Oh, he gave up. I don't blame him. Bonnie Fish.
Hello,
Game Theory.
Internet. Welcome to Game Theory.
Is this for, like,
the
river
show that
monsters?
asks, have you signed my petition to make me the host of Jeopardy yet? I just need about 80,000 more signatures to get to
Rest
our
in peace,
goal.
Alan
And
Trebek.
whether or not you know or even care what Jeopardy is, just know that your
Did he get
signature on
to?
that petition is a way to help support me getting to
Association
live out
rest of
a
the year, but it still
childhood
matters.
dream of
No
mine.
permanent
Well,
decided.
also just a huge vote of support to all of your favorite digital creators who often get overlooked and tossed aside by mainstream media.
Well,
As
yeah,
a great
because you're
example of
competition
that,
in
our
mainstream
petition,
media.
when it crossed 200,000
Holy
signatures in
crap.
a week, got covered by one blog. Huge shout
I didn't
out
hear
to you
about
this
that.
week. Thank you for recognizing a digital creator's value in the world. Meanwhile, an older school celebrity whose petition took nearly a year to get to the same place got tons of articles all over the place. Just saying, iniquity in this space is a real thing. Anyway, it's not like I'm going to be leaving the channels or anything like that, if anything were to come of this. So if you have any questions,
well,
those are all
obviously.
answered down in
That'd
the
be
description,
cool if he
along
was
with
the host
links
of
so you
Jeopardy.
can go
Did he ever
and
get the
sign
host
it.
episode? I knew
Push me
Aaron
over the
Rodgers
goal.
got
I
like
just love
1 or
to
2
show the world
episodes.
yet again
And I
why
kinda, like,
this
picked the best.
community and why digital creators as a whole are worthy of attention and respect.
I don't know
you
who
guys
two
I'm
of those
fighting
are. I
on
know
all of our
Mark-
behalves, and I'm going to keep
Marcus.
shoving it down people's
Marcus?
throats
Yeah.
until they start to listen.
He also
Anyway,
is
thank
a
you so much for
professional
your support.
Frisbee player.
Now, on to FNAF.
Or
You know
ultimate
the
Frisbee
phrase
player.
jumping the shark? It dates back to an episode of the classic series Happy Days, which aired in the mid-70s and early 80s. This
Way
show
before my time.
crushed, running for 11 seasons and staying as a top 5 most watched show for 3 straight years. People
Wow.
loved this thing. Anyway, season 5, episode 3. At the peak of the show's fame, they do a special series of episodes where the
Hollywood,
characters
that's
all take a
trademarked.
trip to Hollywood. And the cool guy in the show, the Fonz,
Oh, that's the font. Okay.
is challenged
That's
to
where he's
test his
from?
bravery by jumping over a shark on water skis. And as you probably
Understandable.
guessed, he does it, complete with swim trunks and trademark leather jacket. It was a moment that was so ridiculous, so over
With
the
a
top
leather
and so
jacket?
dumb that it single-handedly created
Oh,
the phrase
God.
that would forever after be used when a series loses all of its sense. At this point, FNAF,
Jumping
it's
the
jumped
shark.
all the sharks. Just
So that's
a
where
big
it came
old
from,
shark
huh?
sandwich, giant tower of sharks right there.
That's a lot
the
of
only thing that
sharks.
would make this more sharky would be if it suddenly introduced a shark animatronic. They haven't done that yet, right? Right?
Not yet.
Okay, well, there's still
5
time.
knots
Those Bonnie
at
Guppies
Sharkies.
getting dangerously close, just saying. But in all seriousness, over in Bookland, the Fazbear Fright series has just released its penultimate installment, and
Penultimate.
it's weird.
The
Tiny
eyes, yeah.
rabbit guppies that steal your identity. A pink substance called Fazgoo that hunts you down and steals your identity. Animatronics
that's
that
lovely.
body swap you
That's a
in
lot of
order
beard.
to steal your identity. Huh, there's a definite pattern in these stories, isn't there?
Yeah,
Could
stealing
animatronics
identities.
stealing identities and humans not actually being themselves be somehow important to the lore of the series?
Everybody's a
Certainly
copy
seems
of
like
a
the books
copy
are beating
of a
that
copy.
point over our heads. And honestly, this points to a larger trend here. For as crazy as these stories
so
have
many
gotten,
books.
believe me, they've really gone off the rails at this point. There's definitely still merit in them from a lore-solving perspective. Because
Wow.
as I'm about to show
Fish?
you, for every story about
Guppy?
underwater rabbit guppies swimming around in your insides, there's another one
Don't
or
eat
two that
seafood.
get you asking brand new
Please drink
questions
water and
about
the fish
both
go
the
goop, goop, goop.
past and future of the franchise. So
Alright.
go ahead, take a break from eating your best friend that happened to fall into a vat of pizza sauce. Something that,
Oh.
yes, also kind of happened in one of these stories.
Excuse
and consider
me?
the following 3 theories
Another reason why I
ripped
don't eat
straight
pizza.
from the pages of the books. Theory number 1, Chica started as a mediocre melody. In Fazbear Fright's book number 9, The Puppet Carver,
Huh?
we're told the story of Jack, manager of a failing pizzeria named the Pizza Playground.
It's a decent
it's
name.
not actually a Freddy Fazbear establishment. And you see, that's an important
You know,
detail since every
doesn't
other
give me
pizza
the
place in the
killing
Fazbear Frights
children
book
vibe.
series has tied back to Freddy's in some way. But
But
for
this
some
one
reason,
doesn't?
this one is deliberately different. What's also noteworthy about the Pizza Playground is the restaurant's animatronic band, which, we're told, breaks down frequently. These things
Okay.
are straight up busted. The roster includes a banjo-strumming country pig, a bear creatively named Baron Von Bear, 2 other
Wow.
unnamed creatures that have already broken down, and a, quote, weird bird thing. Now, if the
bird
words
thing.
banjo pig don't jump out to you, well, congratulations, you have a richer and more fulfilling life than I do, because when I hear that phrase,
what do
my
you
mind
hear?
immediately jumps to one thing: the mediocre melodies.
Oh.
The crew of broken animatronic rejects able to be purchased way back in FNAF 6 Pizzeria
Oh.
Simulator. A crew of animatronics consisting of a banjo-playing pig, an off-brand Freddy
different-
Fazbear
and they're all
ripoff with a southern
busted.
accent named Ned Bear, a talkative
Mid-size.
hippo, a cute young frog, and an overdramatic elephant. They're characters that we all brushed off at the time because they just seemed unaffiliated with anything Fazbear related. And then they came back, returning an ultimate custom night where they collectively gave voice to Cassidy, the one you should not have killed, as evidenced
Oh.
by voice lines like this.
Everyone underestimates me, but then they turn their back and I'm like, boo, and they're like, what?
Sorry,
Wait, what do you mean? Like, they die like a heart
This
attack?
This is how it feels, and you get to experience it over and over. I will never let you leave.
You know, it suddenly occurs to me that maybe they were the ones that had to be Cassidy's voice in this game because he's a spirit who's trapped inside Golden Freddy, a spring-lock suit who was never actually given a true voice box, whereas everyone
Yeah.
else in the series was given a voice at least at some point. Just a thought that I had randomly in the recording booth as I was rereading these lines.
Recording
Also,
booth, the closet.
Springtrap is able to talk because he has a guy inside of him, so interesting. Anyway, the mediocre melodies, a generic Freddy alternative, a country pig that plays the banjo, unnamed other characters
Were these
that
places
break down
from, like,
frequently.
before, or
It
is this
seems
actually, like,
Pizza
they're
Playground's
in the-
animatronics
another parallel
are
thing?
indeed the mediocre melodies, which makes the call out of a weird bird thing being part of the band particularly interesting. Was Chica originally a mediocre melody? Chica has
Maybe.
always
Oh,
been a
God,
bit of
damn,
an oddball in the
Chica.
group. For instance, she's the only one to go missing for a game, specifically in Sister Location when she's
Yeah,
the
why?
only one of the core 4 to not appear. And if you'll remember all the way back to the teasers for Sister Location, Chica's party world was
Was
listed
in
in
the
the
code.
source code as a separate establishment away from Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals. We also know that Freddy and Bonnie have been together since their literal golden days, which means that Chica had to have been a later addition to the crew. Maybe she was with another band of animatronics
Who
the
was
entire
that supposed to
time.
be?
I mean,
I don't know what
even
band
the
that is.
theming makes more sense with the mediocre
The cupcake
melody.
with the
Something
eyes.
about
Stop.
chicken animatronic wearing a bib just fits better alongside a farm-themed banjo pig and bear with a southern drawl. Kind of makes you wonder where Foxy the pirate comes in now. Huh?
I
Anyway, the reason
don't-
I bring all
I don't
of
know
this
if
up
there
is
was
that
any
for a
thought
long
put
time
into
I've
that.
suspected that Chica is the key to the whole timeline of these games. No joke, I've literally had an email in my inbox for years addressed to myself
Wink.
reminding me to follow the missing Chica, since her coming and going from the lineup seems important, but up until now I've never
Yeah,
had
why
enough
was she
dots to put
removed?
together in a timeline. We've known for a long
Did we
time
ever
that
find
she
out
was the
why
first
that
to get
happened?
stuffed with the little girl Susie. But now this story potentially
That-
connecting
I
her
did
to
not like
mediocre
how that
melodies
sounded.
is yet another piece of evidence that we can use. So if you ever see a video titled "Follow the Missing Chica," you'll know that we
That-
finally figured it out.
he already
Theory
has the
number
thumbnail
2, Balloon
made.
Boy solves a lot. Oh boy,
How?
it's time I talk about him. I don't know if you've noticed this,
I don't
but
like him.
50 videos into our FNAF series, and I haven't
50.
talked about Balloon Boy once. Not a
Really?
single theory
That's a good
dedicated
thing.
to that guy. Go back and check me on
Yeah,
that, but I
really?
intentionally avoided him, largely because he doesn't fit anywhere. His design is different, his behavior is different.
And he steals the
doesn't
batteries?
seem to
Like,
be
why?
Possessed by kids, and honestly, I've
Head
just never had a
empty.
good sense of what to do with Balloon Boy in the lore of this franchise.
Yikes.
Until today, in that same
Oh, he's
Puppet
happy
Carver
now.
story with the mediocre melodies, we're introduced to Porter, the handyman who's supposed to be in charge of the faulty animatronics of the pizza playground. But Porter
You know he
dreams
doesn't
of
like
bigger
his job.
things. You see, he's a bit of an animatronics genius, and his plan is to
But
take
the
wood and
animatronics
transform
keep
it
breaking?
into something alive. To quote from the story, I'm almost finished
That's
with the
Pinocchio,
prototype
right?
of the
Pinocchio was
machine.
made out of
It will
wood and wanted to be a
create
real boy,
low-cost
right?
but highly functional animatronics made from only an inexpensive slab of wood. And not only is this guy a genius, he aspires to greater things. Quote again, once I get a patent on my invention and find a buyer, I'm gonna be out of here so fast I'll leave a dust trail.
Okay, I mean, he's
taking
trying to get a
wood and
patent,
imbuing
which
it
is-
with the ability to move on
It's
its
blank.
own, yeah, I'd say that's gonna earn you some quick cash. And here's the thing, it works. In the story, we see Porter turn a log into an actual moving character, no remnant or Fazgoo required. He flips a switch on its back and it just comes to life. They describe it
I don't
as
like that.
resembling the drawing models from high school art class, but specifically call
Oh.
out that were you to put the figure in a fuzzy suit, it would resemble a bunny or a fox or a bear, and you'd have a low-cost animatronic. In short, it feels
Yeah,
like this story
but
gives us
how
a
do you
lot.
control
First,
it?
reading the story
How do you tell
felt
what
like
to do?
reading Henry's origin, a brilliant creator and animatronic inventor just looking for
Oh,
a buyer to
the
partner up
parallel.
with to launch his career, a buyer maybe named William Afton. Seems to me that
Okay.
Henry was a college engineer with a great idea, and his earliest experiments were in the form of these living wooden dolls.
Which
This,
would
in
explain,
turn,
like,
explains both
what
Balloon
Balora's
Boy
little
and
things?
the mini Renas.
Yeah,
Remember,
mini
the
Renas,
book
that's there.
described his wooden puppets as resembling the drawing models from high school art class, which,
It
if you're
does.
not familiar, are these guys.
Yeah.
That is why we have so many living
You're supposed to
dolls
draw on them, or are you
wandering
supposed-
around these pizzerias
what are you supposed to do?
that
Are you
don't
supposed to, like,
seem
put
to
clay
have
on them?
spirits inside of them,
something?
only able to say basic words like
Hi. Hello.
in short, Balloon
Be gone.
Boy isn't an animatronic, or at least not in the way that we all consider animatronics.
He would.
As, you know, living
Maybe.
robots with dead children's souls trapped in them, infused with remnant, all that good stuff. Taking it one
I've yet
step
to be a
further,
Chuck
this
E.
might
Cheese
even have timeline implications.
in a very long
Wooden
time.
dolls appear in pretty much all the games currently thought to be the earliest in the timeline. FNAF 2, of course, with Balloon Boy, but also very heavily in sister location. On the main console, there's a marionette named Little Joe, a doll
Little
named
Joe?
the Magician,
They
a
have
gypsy
names. Why do they have
figurine,
names?
and a series of human heads. Ennard's
What?
mask, Music Man, the mini Renas, Baby, Ballora, even the puppet's face all seem to stem from this era of Henry's creations. It seems to me that the wooden dolls and marionettes were all designed as he was trying to develop the look and feel of the Funtime animatronics, leading up
Dude,
to the
I do
eventual
not
opening
like
and
the puppet
immediate
at all.
closure of Circus Baby's Pizza World. As a reminder,
If you wanna
Baby's
why, it's
Pizza
just because
World
it's,
has
like,
never actually appeared in the
unnaturally
game.
lanky.
Rather, we know that it exists.
no living
based
thing
on
can be
hidden
that
website
long and
text,
skinny.
that it was closed down due to a quote-unquote gas leak.
Gas
Just
leaks,
PR
those are
speak
fun.
for Afton's daughter getting nabbed by Baby, and the characters got retired
Same thing
down
as
into
gas
the
leak.
basement, which would eventually become Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals. The only game that happens earlier than these two is currently FNAF 4, and wouldn't you know it, that's also the only one without a Balloon Boy appearance, or rather a questionably canon appearance since Nightmare Balloon Boy was in it briefly as part of the Halloween update. Long story short, perhaps the appearance of Balloon Boy and the other wooden clown-faced characters marks the start of William and Henry's partnership. I know
He
a
was
lot
one
of
of the
people tend not to
first.
believe me when I say that a lot of evidence points to sister location happening early in the timeline, but I think all of this is yet more fuel to that fire. And while we're on the subject of William, theory number 3, William
Okay.
Afton is a stepfather. At the beginning of
Never
this
knew my
theory, I
real
made the
fa- no.
observation that a huge number of Fazbear
It's like the whole
Fright
step
Stories
ladder,
have
his
identities
step ladder.
being
I never knew my
stolen.
real
At
ladder.
this point, it feels like it appears once in every book. The other massive theme that keeps recurring in these
So
tales
what,
are
does he
single-parent
steal
households,
children?
dads abandoning the family,
I'd
and
like to
just
buy
straight up
your
bad
orphanage.
dads. Lots and lots of bad fathers. Up through the 8th book, 12 of 24 stories feature a single-parent home. Just to run through some quick examples. In the book Step Closer, there are 2 stories that have a dad up and leave the family. 1:35 a.m. is about a foster child that had an abusive foster dad. The New Kid, another abusive dad who left. The Cliffs
Wow.
is about a single dad losing a son. Breaking Wheel has
That's
the character Reed who has a single
awful.
dad who's, quote, trying his best. And in the
He's
short
trying
story,
his best.
What We Found,
He's
which
struggling.
is basically just a retelling of FNAF 3, Hudson loses his father when he takes his own life on account of mental illness, only to wind up with Lewis, yet another abusive stepfather.
Doesn't he, like, burn
To
the
me,
place down or
this
something?
is not a coincidence. It's the books yet again trying to point our attention to a common theme in the game, that Afton may not be the father that
The
we
world's
assumed
best
he
dad?
was this
No,
entire
dude,
time.
worse.
At this point, we're fairly certain that the orange guy from the FNAF 6 minigame Midnight Motorist is Purple Guy, who is also William Afton, and we see that he's far from a caring caring and compassionate father,
You know.
banging on doors, yelling at his son, making threats. Shock of all shocks, a guy who moonlights by kidnapping kids and running experiments on their remnant soul juice isn't a father you want to go into the backyard and play catch with. Whoa, who would have saw that one coming? But the fact is, the books seem to be alluding to another layer in this, that he isn't actually crying child
Bro
or
is like,
Elizabeth's
I'm gonna take
biological
all the
father.
kids.
It would explain why Baby in both the Silver Eyes trilogy and Fazbear Frights feels a cold distance from her dad. Not just that he's lost in his work, but that he's not interested in her outside of what she can do for his experiments.
Yeah,
That might be
you're not
why he
even,
actually
like,
prefers Henry's daughter to his own. It might also explain Afton's relationship with the crying child, how we've suspected for a while that Afton might have been running experiments on him, torturing him with animatronics and supervising him with surveillance cameras from his underground office. Taking it one step further, remember that story of Hudson whose dad took his own life? Well, Henry in both Silver Eyes and FNAF World is shown to take his own life. And Hudson in the Fazbear Fright story is a very clear parallel for Michael Afton. So could Michael Afton have started as Henry's son, only to wind up as William's stepson? Think back to the sister location cartoon.
I mean, they would have been friends, right?
An undying vampire in purple repeatedly saying, "He's not my son," in between every night of that game. I mean, it is a big swing when it comes to theories, but I think there's at least some interesting parallels there to consider. Supporting this, we've also yet to see any adult females in the Afton household. Now, I've speculated that Bellora's song is about a wife leaving her husband.
I'm pretty sure Bellora is.
That song could be related to Henry's grief at the loss of his daughter Charlie. In the original novels, it's shown that Charlie dies, and that Henry loses his mind with grief, leading him to eventually take his own life. What if the line about an empty tomb isn't William's sadness, but rather a song about Henry's? And that in the aftermath of his death, his kids go to William, his partner. Oh yeah, speaking of Charlie, did you know that the puppet's name officially was Coils the Clown for a while? It's true. In the story Jump for Tickets, we're introduced to a character named Coils the Clown who, quote, has a lanky body with lime stripes,
way too lanky,
long arms, 3 fingers, and a face that looks like a crescent moon that turns upside down when it's sad. And just like the security puppet in the game, Coils the Clown is canonically responsible for roaming around the restaurant looking for
doesn't even look like a clown though. Like, I mean, it has like the rosy cheeks, but like that's
like
the only clown feature.
Books, there's definitely some changes that have been made, but the thought of the puppet having an actual name and that name being funny like Coils the Clown made me pretty happy, even though it was a small thing.
Still don't like it.
There you have it, friends. 3 more theories.
I would prefer it if it was a clown. Then I'd be able to laugh at it.
You can bet that I will be reading all of your thoughts, so make sure you keep them coming. I don't know if any of these will lead to massive lore revelations, but hey, they were things that I thought were at least worthy of calling out and thinking about. And all of this is without even mentioning the stuff that's happening around Security Breach. I mean, have you seen the new images coming out of their
I haven't
website?
actually. Not at all.
Stuff.
I mean nothing about Security Breach.
To be sure over there, which is why I didn't want to comment on any of that yet, but you can bet that we're starting to get close to the actual release of a game in this game franchise.
And we still haven't had a game after that.
Yet again, and finally I'll have a game to talk about rather than more books.
3
so
theories
stay
and
safe
books
and watch out for any misfiring animatronics tied to security databases. In the meantime,
I'll try to.
Remember, it's all just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. You know, we joke about it a lot on the channels, but FNAF really has taken over my life. I mean, if I'm not gonna scour all 10 Fazbear Frights books for lore the second they're released, then who's gonna? Recently, though, I've been trying to broaden my horizons by consuming content that isn't FNAF related.
It's gonna be audible.
Shock of all shocks.
Don't have music.
I'm actually dipping my toe into the world of modern independent cinema. You know, things like
Willy's
music. Wonderland, the Banana Splits movie. Oh,
what?
Shoot. Well, Haunted Pizzeria inspired or not, today's sponsor, NordVPN.
Oh, it's NordVPN.
Connect you with your favorite content from around.
He has music playing in the background. I'm not gonna play that game because I've had massive music corporations that copyright claimed videos on FNAF videos. When he would do an ad placement like that, they would literally wait until the second the video goes live, copyright claim the video, and then I can either potentially try and have them remove just the song, which mess up my audio, and that takes forever to do, or I could just completely mute the audio entirely because I wait until the second video goes live, even if that's at the end of the video. They'll wait 3 minutes after the video goes live and be like, yes, manually review, copyright claim that. We get to put as many mid-roll ads as we want, and the channel gets no pennies from that video. So, very, very frustrating. I don't play the game. Shout out to NordVPN for supporting game theory, because it wouldn't be possible to make all these videos and, you know, employ all the people that work on the game theory squad, which is a lot of people, but this is 3 new FNAF timeline theories. I'm not sure how many of them are correct. I can definitely see the parallels. I can definitely see the thought process that Matt had going into this. But I look forward to the next one. Next one has 10 million views. Then we have 12 million views. And oh God, I got scared. I was like, wait, are we almost done? But no, we are not almost done. We still have ways to go. So I hope you're subscribed. If you're watching these videos, make sure you're subscribed, because sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people. So make sure that you are subscribed to those future videos. I upload a lot of videos. There's a lot of content on my channel, and you're more than welcome to check out some of them. I really enjoy a lot of videos, or actually, like, every single video I watch it because I actually enjoy it. And I read every single comment, so leave them down below. I'll be live today at 5 p.m. Hope to see you there. But until the next video, take care, and cue the music.
We were playing